Okay, so these are the controlling behavior, controlling political behavior in the organization, techniques of how to control the political behavior in the organization. So these are the points, right? Now let us go to the next one. Impression management. Impression management is also a political behavior in the organization, because everybody wants to create a good impression within the organization. So how you can do that? So now there are two kind of impression management. Number one is a positive impression management, and number two is the negative impression management. Positive impression management technique are job focused, superior focused, and the self focused. So number one is the job focused. You are very much focused on your job. You never neglect your job. You are always on time in the office. I mean, you never take leave. Never take leave in the days where there is a high level of requirement of your service. So that means you are very much focused on your job, right? Number two is the superior focused. You are following the instruction of your superiors by point. Whatever the instruction is being given to you, you are following point by point. So that is called the superior focus. Next one is the self-focused. Okay, self-focused. Self-focused means you are focused on yourself, and you are developing yourself. You are attending different kind of workshops, seminars, and you are regularly upgrading yourself. Okay, you are joining different kind of courses. You are always taking care of yourself, and you are actually upgrading yourself to remain competitive in the market. All right, so that is called the self focus. So these three things, if you are doing, automatically if you can create a very good impression in the mind of the other people in the organization. So these are positive impression management. But there are some technique of negative impression technique. Now the sometime the people create negative impression and want to create negative impression uh, intentional. Now what are those situations where people want to create negative impression about themselves? Number one is the avoidance. You will be finding some people in the organizations. Every organization will be finding this kind of people, that people are scared to approach those people to give them some job. I mean, say for example, one report needs to be prepared, and there would be one or two person nobody wants to approach, because they know if are approaching them, they will be telling that, why you are telling me to do this job? Don't you know I am having several other jobs? If you want me to do this particular job, I cannot do that job. If you can take the responsibility of my present job, I can do that, but you have to take the responsibility. So all the time they are in a very irritating mood, and they are always abusing and insulting others. So that that is creating a negative impression about them. But in that way they are avoiding additional jobs and responsibilities. সবাই ভয় পায় ওনাকে additional কাজ দিতে বা কিছু দিতে। সে গেলেই সে তাকে ইনসাল্ট করবে, অথবা সে তাকে বলবে যে না আমি এসব করতে পারবো, বা আপনি আমার যে কাজটা করছি সেটা আপনি করে দিন, তাহলে আমি দেখবো। So these are the fundamental concept of the avoidance. So people want to avoid, people create a negative impression in order to avoid the responsibilities, right? Next one is the obtain rewards. Sometimes people are creating negative impression or want to create negative impression in order to avoid, in order to obtain rewards. Like say for example, you are basically from Kolkata but posted at Bangalore for the last 4 years, and you are not getting transferred to Kolkata, though you are looking for it. So sometime every year there are some vacancies are generated, but you never got the opportunity. Some other people got the opportunity, and you are a very good performer. Now suddenly you have stopped performing as per your potentiality. So the manager got confused that why you are not performing as per your potentials. So you have reduced your performances. So then everybody is asking that what happened to you, why you are not performing. So then probably you are asking for that reward. See, this time I want that transfer because there is a vacancy again in Kolkata matching with my qualification and experience and the skill set. I want this transfer, right? Because for the last 4 years, so whenever these vacancy generated, I have not given the opportunity. I want this. Then I will perform at my best, but not before that. So that means you are creating a negative impression in order to create a reward, right? Next one is the exit. Exit means whenever actually you want to leave the company, but whenever you are trying to leave the organizations, getting a after getting an offer from some other organization, somehow your present organization is able to retain you, convincing you to stay back, even without giving that desired increment or the promotion and all. So, but you wanted to leave, right? But your company is not ready to leave you. But sometimes people used to create a very negative impression in the organization, so that the people will bound to say, okay, fine, if you want to leave, leave, right? So that is the fundamental concept of the exit. And the next one is the power. Sometimes the people create a negative impression about themselves in order to generate power. Okay, in order to generate power. That sometimes probably that in our locality also you'll be finding in your locality there are certain kind of goons or rowdy people are there. So those people, we know that they are not good people. I mean, they don't have good quality, but till most of the people are getting scared about them because of what? Because of their negative image. Because maybe they will be beating us, they maybe they will be insulting us, so let us keep a distance with these people. So actually they will be creating power. Okay, they will be creating power by creating a negative impression. So that is in the organizations also sometimes it happens, the people want to show they are very much powerful, so in that way they can do that actually. So that is the fundamental idea. So these are the process, or these are the situation where people want to create a negative impression. So generally it happens that always people want to create a positive impression in the organization, but these are the few situations where actually the people want to create a very negative impression about themselves in this kind of force situation. Okay, any doubt, anyone having any question, anyone having?
No, sir.
Okay. Next one, some of the impression management techniques. Number one is the conformity. Conformity means maintaining rules and regulation. Whatever is being said to you, you are in conformation with them. That means you are maintaining, as far as the working time, as far as the leave policy, everything. Nobody can raise a complaint anytime against you that you have deviated from any kind of rules. All the rules you are following. So automatically that will be creating a very good impression about you, that all the rules, regulation, policies, disciplinary process you are maintaining. So that is why that is called through the conformity. Definitely you can create a very good impression about yours. Next one is a favor. It is a very logical thing in our society. If you are giving favor to somebody, if you are favoring somebody, in return you are expecting some favor from them. In long run, it is not immediate, but in the long run, someday you will be getting reply, or getting a fit, you can say return favor to yourself, right? So that's why, so favor is an impression management technique. So if you are favoring somebody, you are automatically creating an impression about them, but in future you are expecting you will be getting back. Okay, next one is the excuses. Excuses means whenever you found that there is a fault of yours, there is a fault of yours, and that may go against you. So before people raising finger against you, you are giving excuses that this is the reason that happened. Okay, this is the reason that project could not be successful, some other reason actually, not, it is not your fault. So you are portraying that, so that is called the excuses. So otherwise, if you are not giving excuses, probably that will be creating a negative impression about you, because you could not perform. So before people are creating a negative impression about you, you are actually giving excuses. Okay, next one is the apologies. That sometime it may happen there is a project failure, and you actually cannot or don't want to give excuses. But before people raising their fingers against you, or creating a negative impression about you, you are directly going and accepting your fault in front of everybody, that it is my fault, because of this happened, right? So then the people who are about to say negative things about you, now probably hesitating, because they are thinking that whatever we wanted to say, we wanted to point out the faults within that person is claiming that this is the fault of that particular person only. I mean, I have done that mistake, I'm really sorry for that, I'm apologetic to everybody, right? So that is called the apology. So through the apologies you are creating a positive impression. Otherwise it could have been a negative impression for you. But as you are asking for the apology in front of everyone by accepting your fault, that is actually creating a positive impression, right? So that is called the apologies also act as a, these things, impression management technique. Next one is the self promotion. So sometimes the people are promoting themselves, self promotion, without being asked for. Like, say for example, there is a meeting, sales performance meeting is going on. You are telling, today, in the last 3 days I have cracked 3 deals, right? Now these 3 deals I have only joined last 2 months. So within these 2 months I have been able to crack these 3 deals. But the person who used to work in my place for the last 3 years, he has tried a lot but could not crack the deal. So his 3 years effort, which were unsuccessful, I am successful in that particular project within 2 months. So that means you are actually promoting yourself. That is called the self promotion. Next one is the flattery. That means you are praising other people, and you are actually praising everybody. You are telling your manager that you are the best manager I have ever seen. You are telling the same thing to some other manager also. So that is called the flattery kind of thing. Through that you are creating a good impression among the people. Next one is the exemplification. Exemplification example is, say for example, I am giving a job to all of you, that prepare this report and finish it by 3 p.m. and submit it to me. And everybody have worked and everybody have finished the project by 3 p.m. Out of that, one of you, I have, say for example, I have asked you to prepare 3 tables, and all of you have prepared 3 tables with the required fields. Fantastically, everybody have done, completed. One of you have come up with 5 tables. Then you are telling, one of you is telling that, you have told me, told us to create these 3 tables, but I found these 2 tables are also very important for our decision making system or the process development. So that's why I have prepared it. So that means, apart from the instruction given, you are doing something extra. Okay, but so that is actually an impression management technique. You are telling that you are different from others. So because you know that as far as the performance of the capability or the skill sets are concerned, everybody is having the capability to prepare those tables within time. So that will not be a differentiating factor. So that's why how you are creating a differentiation, by doing something extra. I have asked you to prepare 3 tables. You have prepared 5 tables which are relevant, actually, which are relevant. And you are showing that these 2 tables are also required. So what, in this case, you are actually doing something extra and thereby creating a positive impression. So this is another technique of this thing that is called the impression management. So that is called the exemplification. So what are the different kind of impression management technique? Number one is the conformity, favors, excuses, apologies, self-promotion, flattery, and exemplifications. Right? Any doubt anyone having? Any question, any topic? Any point of this particular slide? কোনো পয়েন্টে কোনো ইস্যুস আছে? Conformity, favors, excuses, apologies, self promotion, because you need to write at least one liner, right? যখন এক্সামে কোশ্চেন আসবে যে হোয়াট আর দ্য ডিফারেন্ট ইমপ্রেশন ম্যানেজমেন্ট টেকনিক, আমরা যেগুলো ডিসকাস করলাম সেগুলো কিন্তু একটা করে লাইন লিখতে হবে, রাইট? So that's why I'm just asking, if you have any doubt, any question to any point, you can let me know. Okay, fine, then let's call it a day. আমাদের আজকে অবধি থাক. We'll be again continuing with this particular chapter in our next class.